Studio Series has been really important to me for the past 4 years that it's been around. It's the first Transformers toy line that I really started collecting at such a large scale. And I've collected more Studio Series figures than any other toy line, than figures in any other toy line. I hope that makes sense. My English is bad even though it's my first language. It means a lot to me. As someone who grew up with the Michael Bay films, I love them despite their flaws. There are many, many, many flaws.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
And, you know, I grew up with them. I am nostalgic for them, yeah. I saw the first live-action film in 2007 in theaters. I was 2 years old. 2 years old! Let's just say I'm nostalgic for these movies. I just loved collecting Studio Series. It's had its many ups and downs. I feel like a lot more ups than downs, but there have been quite a few downs. I will say that. That is a topic for this video. But I've been here since the days of Crowbar, and I'm still here in the days of Jolt. We've come a long way, quite a long way. I have collected 65 of the now 83 Studio Series figures. That's because a lot of them I just did not want. For various reasons. A lot of stupid ass repaints that really did not matter to me. But there's one thing that isn't about nostalgia. The Bumblebee movie. That's like the one thing in Studio Series that isn't really playing to my nostalgia. It's just designs I love. These are easily some of the best designs in all the live-action Transformers movies. Not just because they're G1. I will say that. As much as I love G1, my Skyfire right there. I love my Skyfire. It may be G1. But that's not why I love it. I like it. I love it because A, they're just good designs, and B, they're good updates. They're not just taking the blocky G1 designs, the complete lack of detail, throw them in live action. But Michael Bay did say that that would be lame, and he is right. He just went about updating them the wrong way by changing their designs. When what he should have done was do what the Bumblebee movie did and take the most iconic aspects of those designs and rework it a bit to work in live action, which Travis Knight did, or whoever worked on the designs. Absolutely love these designs. And the movie was really good. As a small-scale standalone movie, it was good. The majority of the actual proper Bumblebee movie figures have appeared only in Studio Series, which is perfectly fine. For a while, they didn't really take any attention away from the Michael Bay films. So, you know, you'd think I'd only have positive things to say, right? No, I do not. Because some of the figures were absolute ass. This has been very... I think this aspect of Studio Series has had the most ups and downs. A lot of ups, but a lot of downs. And I mean that. So, I actually want to go through all of them. All the proper Bumblebee movie figures, and just kind of see where we've gone, like how far we've come from the number 18 Volkswagen Bumblebee now to the number 83 Cybertronian Soundwave. Care to come along on this journey? It'll be about 3 videos. I'm going to try and keep them shorter, make it easier for me to edit. 3 videos, and I have them split up into certain parts. This video is what I call the growing pains. And yes, the main reason I'm talking about Bumblebee movie stuff is the recent figures that are really fucking good. Can't wait to talk about these guys, because these really are like some of the best Hasbro's put out in a while. Seriously, this is just... I love it. But we'll get to that in a few videos. First, I want to talk about the growing pains. So let's go for a ride. So the first Bumblebee movie figure we ever got was in Wave 3, in 2018. And that was number 18, Volkswagen Bumblebee. Looks like a really great car mode, right? Yeah, it is a good car mode. Doesn't hold together the greatest, but it's a nice little Volkswagen Beetle car mode. I love it. It's really nice. It's really sweet. The robot mode, on the other hand, yeah, the robot mode kind of sucks. Okay, not really kinda. It really sucks. I mean, it's just, I mean, look at all that back kibble. That is just a ridiculous degree of back kibble because they just shove the entire, hell, most of the vehicle mode is just on his back. And the rest of it is on the back of his legs. What the fuck, Hasbro? Yeah, now yes, this was a period of time where Hasbro only had access to the concept art. In which case, they should have fucking waited until they could actually see what the finished product was. Sorry about my hair. It's rather messy. I woke up not too long ago. I'm sorry. Probably explain. So if I go on any insane ramblings or just am unable to speak, that's why. But Bumblebee here, this is just unacceptable. And his accessories aren't the greatest. I mean, he comes with his arm cannon. His cannon arm. You can remove his regular arm and plug that in there. It's kind of tiny, but it works fine. But he does come with an arm blade. I don't know where it is at the moment. But I do still have it. I haven't lost it. I just don't know where it is at the moment. Couldn't find it before recording this video. Whatever. But he does have one. It's pretty nice. Not really accurate to the movie, but... And he comes with this stupid accessory of an optional face mask. You can rip off his face, Optimus Prime style, and give him a little face mask. I lost it. Because it's so incredibly tiny. It was a worthless accessory that it wasn't necessary at all. It's just... Hasbro just threw it in there. And I just want to say, mainline figures don't need bonus accessories like that, especially little tiny ones. Just give them a weapon, a proper weapon that they can use, or a couple of weapons. That's it. Leave it at that. This figure is not very good. And this was our first taste of the Bumblebee movie figures in Studio Series. Kinda left a bad taste in our mouths. But it wouldn't get much better after that. Dropkick. I believe this was number 22. Dropkick. Nice helicopter mode. Really nice helicopter mode. This is cool. Yeah, the propellers don't really spin freely, but I'm kind of glad they don't, because where they end up in their vehicle mode, it's sort of like blackout. Yet, if they spun freely, it would just get annoying. The rotor spins freely, though. Overall, it's a nice little helicopter mode. And he did turn into a helicopter in the movie. That is one thing that people were really confused about. It's like, oh, I thought he was turning into a muscle car. Why is this figure turned into a helicopter? But the characters haven't even been seen in a trailer yet at that point. As far as we know, he turned into a helicopter. Don't mind the sound of dogs, by the way. I live with 3 dogs. It's kind of crazy how people were like, I thought he turned into a muscle car. Well, clearly not. And guess what? This helicopter mode turned out to be accurate to the movie. The real controversy comes from this not being a triple changer, which it's a $20 deluxe. I'm talking $20 US, because I know prices change in different regions of the world, different countries. But it's a $20 fucking deluxe. Mostly deluxe class triple changers suck. I'm good with the way they went about things, but I will say, many people were concerned that this would be the only version of the character. That doesn't help when we get to the robot mode, which isn't as good as the vehicle mode, I'm going to be honest with you. The robot mode is not what we saw in the movie. Very skinny, it's got the wrong colors. The head sculpt is kind of trash. I'm trying to get it to focus, but you don't need it to focus. It's not that good. It looks like it melted. It looks like melted plastic. Nothing really locks in at all. Everything's just sort of fiddly. That fell off. That wasn't supposed to fall off. Uh-oh. There we go. yeah, this figure's just not very good. It's not accurate at all to the movie because we had seen like a screenshot of, you know, a part of a trailer that showed our first images of Shatter and Dropkick. They weren't the most clear images. We would have rather seen them, you know, properly. But soon after we got a trailer and everything, it just wasn't what we had thought they would be. In fact, it was just not accurate at all. Where's the blue? He needs a lot more blue than this. It's not that he didn't have car parts, it's that he needed more blue. So yeah, our first introduction to Bumblebee movie figures were not very good at all. I'd say they were absolute garbage. So it left me personally wondering, is Hasbro just gonna half-ass these, you know, all of the characters in this movie? Are they gonna half-ass Shatter, Blitzwing? Are they gonna half-ass an Optimus Prime? Or any other characters that appeared in the movie? Yes and no. Yes and no. Now, two figures released around the same time in 2019. Wave 6. A Voyager and a Deluxe. Both of varying qualities. Both of varying quality. The number 38, Optimus Prime. Number 40, Shatter. I want to talk about Shatter first. Even though Shatter technically came after, I want to talk about Shatter first. They both came out around the same time, so really, nothing really. You get my point. Shatter here has a nice car mode. It's very much like how it was. Underside, not very pretty, but whatever. But the car mode, it's a nice car mode. And that is one thing about the bad Bumblebee movie figures. They have really nice vehicle modes. Hasbro definitely prioritized the vehicle modes, which, I mean, when you have licensing agreements, I imagine you do have to prioritize the vehicle modes. I just imagine that's how it is. But still, this is the only good mode. This is, in my opinion, the worst Bumblebee movie figure ever. And it's unfortunate. What is this shit? First of all, the head sculpt is horrible. They're trying to do the whole battle mask thing that we never saw in the movie unless it was like in the corner of the frame in the Cybertron scene for half a second when she was transforming. Doesn't fucking count. The articulation is ass due to a bunch of shit getting in the way. Look at that back cable. Everything was falling apart during the transformation. Might as well say this. Bumblebee's transformation sucked. Dropkick's transformation actually wasn't that bad. But nothing tapped in, so it sucks. Basically. And this transformation is just the worst because everything is falling apart. Everything falls off. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not good in any way. I think anyone can agree with that. And to think, I tried defending this in the helicopter Dropkick years ago when they first came out. I think I was just devoted to having the worst opinions ever. But then again, at that point, I liked the Studio Series number 2 Stinger, and that thing is absolute ass. I guess I just hadn't gotten a taste of third party, like Planet X Vulcan and Planet X Genesis, Toy World Freedom Leader, and the next awesomeness of Planet X figure that I'll be reviewing. Stay tuned for the third video, maybe I'll give you a little teaser for it. But things were not looking good for Studio Series Bumblebee movie figures. That's 3. 3 of the first figures were garbage. Not worth your time. That's $60 that you could spend on something else. It's $60 you could dedicate to another leader class figure. Like, let's say, Blackout, Jetfire, Megatron, Shockwave, Dark of the Moon Optimus, Grind, anything. Hell, if you wanted to buy Studio Series 86 Grimlock, you could do that. That'd be a much better, way to spend, $50 than buying those. Sorry, my hair is a mess. I hate it. But there was hope to be found in the form of the number 38 Optimus Prime. Now, first of all, this is a fantastic truck mode. It holds together well. It's really nice, but it's not definitely not. And you even get it's not super solid. It's not just blocks. It's not just the back section isn't just a block with a trailer hitch on it and its wheels. No, it's actually kind of hollow space in there. This is like an actual semi. It's really good. It may not be the actual truck they use in the film. In fact, it's actually more like the truck used in Age of Extinction, which that design has kind of been used for the more child directed toys, child friendly directed toys, like from the other Bumblebee movie stuff for Optimus Prime. They kind of just use the Age of Extinction design, truck mode and robot mode. It is kind of weird, but whatever. But Optimus here, yeah, it's a really good figure. May not be 100% accurate. A lot of it's based on concept art, but that is what Hasbro had access to, unfortunately. And even then, it's still probably the best Optimus Prime in Studio Series. Not saying the others are bad, but it's still the fucking best because it's awesome. And honestly, I personally think it's the best Bumblebee movie figure ever. Not just because of my Optimus Prime bias. It's not just because of my it's not because of my Optimus Prime bias. Okay, I mean it's just a good figure. It's just a good figure. Okay, can I just say an Optimus Prime is the best figure of a certain group of figures? No? Okay, I guess I'm biased towards Optimus Prime. Okay, maybe my Optimus Prime bias is a part of that. Ultimately, it's still just a fantastic figure. I love it. And the robot mode is even better. And here is the epic as hell robot mode. This is Optimus Prime right here. It's generally perfect, honestly. You could say that the subtle inaccuracies that aren't really that noticeable or something bad about it, but who cares? It was based on concept art, and the concept art wasn't that different from the final product. People are literally bitching about the feet being different. Why not the shoulders? Even though there's really no way around it. The only figure that managed to do it that I own was Toy World Freedom Leader. Oh well. And speaking of which, hey there, side by side. Toy World Freedom Leader is definitely bigger. Way bigger. And that's okay, it's third party. It costs, I got the deluxe version, I think. Did I get $300. Everything's okay. Crisis averted. Holy hell, that was scary. But this is a fantastic Optimus Prime here, and it was the first good Bumblebee movie figure. I know. Crazy, isn't it? And I'd say it's actually pretty, I'd say it's kind of ironic that Optimus Prime is the first good Bumblebee movie figure. It's a glimmer of hope, I guess you could say. A glimmer of hope. Quite good. But there is another. Coming in late 2019 was Dropkick. The car version, that is. The better version, the good version. A wonderful little car mode, nice and just nice and well detailed and well painted. It looks really nice, honestly. I like it. Vroom vroom. It's a nice little car mode. And the robot mode is actually good. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, it's not amazing, but it's good. I give it a thumbs up. And the robot mode is actually really nice. Nothing to really write home about. The articulation's not really amazing by any deals. It's passable. No real wrist swivels, waist swivels, or ankle pivots. But it's just a nice little figure. It's really cool, nice and accurate to the movie. Before he scanned to helicopter mode, he's got his, weapon from the movie, the, People Popper. That's what I call Dr. People Popper. But, yeah, it's just a nice little figure, and it's kind of just what we needed. Just a good figure that you can have fun with. Transformation's nothing really, it's not really that great. It is a little complicated, a little frustrating to get everything tabbed together, but it's alright. It's not the worst. I'll gladly take something that's a bit more frustrating, that's more complicated and hard to lock together than something that falls apart when you go to transform it, or something that's just not a fiddly mess, or something that doesn't have anything tabbed in at all. I'd rather take it over that. But yeah, it's a nice little figure, and it's exactly what we really needed. This and Optimus Prime gave us fans some hope that Hasbro will do better in the future, and it's really what they started to do, actually. Sorry, I was out of frame. Had to put them down. They really did start to get better, and I'm glad that they did, because when you have such horrible figures at first, you gotta give the fans some good stuff so that they can at least hope you do better. And what's worse is that we really didn't think we had that much left. I mean, Maybe we get a jet version of Shatter. Maybe a Jeep version of Bumblebee and a Blitzwing. That's as much as we thought we'd get. We would hope for Cybertronian characters on Cybertron, but they never really transformed in the movie aside from Bumblebee and the Seekers. So we're just gonna get Bumblebee and the Seekers and maybe a Cliff Jumper? I would hope not. I would love to have a Soundwave, Shockwave, a Wheeljack, Ratchet, Ironhide, Brawn, RC. Oh, that's right. Robotoast. But it really took Studio Series a while for the Bumblebee movie figures to get better. Their Bumblebee was awful, and considering this was the only other Bumblebee we had in Studio Series, it looked like Bumblebee was just going to suffer a lot. Because we didn't quite get to something like this, or this, just yet. And of course, Shatter wouldn't be too far behind herself either. The outlook wasn't as grim as we thought it was anymore. Things looked to be getting better, despite it having a pretty shit start. And it's amazing to think that's where we started. Like so many of the other movie toy lines. The figures may not have been bad, per se. Well, some of them were pretty bad. But they weren't quite what they should have been. That's why I think Studio Series is a really good toy line for that. It's not just giving us good figures of these movie designs, but they're updating figures that we know and love, either because, when we're adults, we collected them because we just like Transformers and we just like the figures no matter the designs, or because we grew up with the toys and we play with them as kids. I'm definitely in the latter category. But I'm glad to say that Hasbro quickly got their shit together. And we're starting to get some amazing things now. I'm really glad. So yeah, that was the start of the Bumblebee movie toys and Studio Series. Rather rough beginning, I will say. Definitely not the smoothest that we've had. But thankfully it only gets better from there. And we have quite a few guys left to go before we finish this up. But trust me, I'm looking forward to talking about those figures. Specifically, the latest ones to have come. Because, they're really good. They're really fucking good. And I want to talk about them. Because I literally just got these yesterday as of recording this. I just got them yesterday. They finally shipped in from Hasbro Pulse. Thank you, Hasbro Pulse! I know a lot of people had gotten them earlier, but I don't know where they're buying their stuff. I know where I buy my stuff. Yeah, some excellent figures that I cannot wait to talk about. So, that was part one of the Bumblebee Movie Studio Series figures. Our journey through the Bumblebee movie. And these are the growing pains. Up next, A New Hope. Get Star Wars. Do you get it? It's a Star Wars reference. Alright, I'm gonna stop being weird now. Bye bye.